Sean here with the Power Perception podcast. What I'm doing today is kind of just like an overview. So what I'm going to be doing every single week before our episode drops, I'm going to be making these videos, just giving you guys a little context of our conversation, my relationship with my guest, and just to kind of give you guys a little more insight and give you expectations of what is to come in the episode. So for this episode with Coach Tana, I just wanted to briefly go over some of the topics we cover. So we start out just talking about Tana's journey pretty much throughout football and what brought him into coaching, what his inspirations were, such as Coach Anderson. I think he mentioned Les Hamilton, my head coach up at Alta, and his fascination and how that came to be. And then we dive into his coaching career, and he has a lot of insightful advice for kids who are on the come up who want to be coaches one day as well. Things they need to be doing to prepare themselves for the moment to be a coach. And then we dive into some of the athlete stereotypes, such as something I brought up was positional stereotyping when it comes to Polynesian kids. We often are put into a box where either we're unwilling to learn the cerebral part of football, or we embrace more our warrior mentality and go off our instincts rather than taking the time to learn the game and do the things that will be most successful for us. We also dive into growing up in a all-white neighborhood and learning the construct of how to navigate between both worlds. So sometimes we felt like we weren't white enough to hang out with our friends in Sandy. But then when we go back and hang out with all of our family, like we didn't feel like we were brown enough to hang out with those guys. So we're kind of caught somewhere in the middle. And so learning to come to grips with that, what were the pros and cons and blessings and burdens those things came with. And then last but not least, man, something I took away from Tana is, he, throughout all of his hardships, he took everything with a grain of salt, and he just learned from his mistakes, or like even whenever he was wronged or wasn't given another opportunity to do something he may have been successful at, he saw it as a blessing and just learned from it and keep pushing. So, just kind of my overview of what this episode of the Power Perception podcast is going to be about. So you guys tune in. We drop tomorrow between the times of 12 and 3. So we'll be streaming from YouTube and also Spotify as well. I'll be dropping a link in the comments so that you guys can follow along with us. Thank you guys very much.
For my whole life, I swear they try to put me in a box. I'm busting out, I'm breaking every little single lock. The power of my mind is endless if I cater to it. And all my people looking at me like I knew you'd do it. I'm yelling back, perception of the mind is everything. Now take your time and just plan out for all the time between. Look into the mirror, hanging on my wall. Really ain't no stress and ain't no pressure, I'm just trying to ball. For my whole life, I swear they try to put me in a box. I'm busting out, I'm breaking every little single lock. The power of my mind is endless if I cater to it. And all my people looking at me like I knew you'd do it. I'm yelling back, perception of the mind is everything. Now take your time and just plan out for all the time between. Look into the mirror, hanging on my wall. Really ain't no stress and ain't no pressure, I'm just trying to ball. I mean, the powers that we have as humans, let alone as like a group of people with a deep-rooted culture. Sometimes we sell ourselves short or become mentally complacent. If we make that jump, we become unstoppable.